certainly we can. I know Adam at least, and we could make requests for more. We received two other things. So Ed's suggestion to investigate the possibility of arranging a meeting of delegated members of EVRNC with the Army Corps, LA City or LA County Flood Control, Fire Department, District Traffic Department bicycle section to discuss the safety implications of the 3,000 resident immediate access to the LA River when the bike path is closed due to flooding. I don't know how. I want to hear from others on that. I'll just leave it at that for now. We'll talk about it in a second. And I've received two other things. So we received a petition. The petition per our bylaws is not taken up until it has 100 signatures on it. So you guys can, as of course, as citizens, do what you wish with this, but it's not agendized until it has 100 signatures on it. And that's per our bylaws. The bylaws state that there's a petition for removal of anyone from office from the board, that there need to be 100 signatures before which time it would be put on the agenda. So that's just a factual.
No, there's over.
Yeah, I'm not seeing them, so that's where we're at, and won't be agendized until there are. So with this, guys, let's go through item by item, and maybe we'll start with Ed's because it's very detailed. I just want to list out the options. Either we include this in the agenda for discussion, possible action, or we refer it to committee. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I'll get to this too in a second.
Could you read that one out loud as well?
Yeah, sure. So to Elysian Valley Riverside Neighborhood Council Executive Board, I'd like to have the items below to be added to the agenda for February 19th. Privatization of public assets, petition on Article 5, Section 9. I presume that is this, and that's it. So based on the bylaws, and you guys should check it out, the petition that's been submitted until there's 100 names in front of us doesn't go on the agenda, and that's just a bylaw item. And then we have to consider whether or not privatization of public assets is an agenda item for our general meeting or not. So let's go through the list, starting with Ed's again. I read it all. It has basically with bringing these three groups that have to do with the river together to talk about implications of new residents in terms of flooding. We could agendize it. We could refer it to committee, or we could, kind of push it down the line. So I guess I'll hear from board members, and then we'll. I'm not quite sure how we're going to do public comment here. I think what we're going to try to do is. Yeah, just 1 second. I think what we're going to do, the way we're going to handle this, is to have the board go ahead and select what it views to be the agenda, and then take individual public comments on that outcome. Because otherwise, we go from one item, public comment, and then another item, public. We're going to be here for days and hours. So
it's a far reach.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if the Army Corps or the Flood Control District specifically would be upset about how many more people have direct access to the river with their housing right on the path.
Sure.
This couldn't be a way of limiting dancing. It's a far reach, I know that, but that's the intent behind it.
my guess is, given the detailed technical nature of this, that this is a good one to refer to committee where it can be discussed as part of environment and land use, where there's all these people that are expert at zoning as well as have read the whole Army Corps report and stuff. I don't know, how do you guys feel about the idea of referring Mr. Brostoff's item to environment and land use and then considering it for coming into the general agenda? Right. Right.
For this, I think we might have to submit this to city.
Only when it has 100 signatures on it.
It has like.
There's more than 100.
Can you count it for me, please?
On your agenda item proposal, how do you feel like it should be?
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I was trying to think which committee it would go to. If you want to put it to land use, there's not a quote safety committee.
There is more in the back. It's two-sided.
Vincent, how are you a stakeholder in the community?
I represent greatly the area of Sierra Club, so that makes me a stakeholder.
The Sierra Club?
But this petition was done not to the Sierra Club, it was done to a private here, which I am a stakeholder here, because my investment is along the river and the development of the river.
But it's usually that you have to live, work, or have a business in the neighborhood.
But that's just one signature, why don't we just?
No, I know,
Yeah,
but
let's- we can,
okay.
we can let that
Yeah,
be, I think
let the
it's
city
really.
attorney say it, because I already ran it by him, so I'm pretty sure it's okay.
So let's just get a count, we'll come back to that later. My recommendation is that we let Jeff Klein have an opportunity to make the presentation. Are you guys hearing me? So this is a presentation about how neighborhood council works that Jeff Klein has put together to try to give the public a better understanding of the rules and everything, how neighborhood councils function. Are you hearing me, Daniel?
Yeah, I'm trying to find as well.
Okay. Committee reports are a given, we know we have to have them. Report on grants, I think, are a given, we have to have them at this point. Ceci, could you just fill people in a little bit about the potential health care or health fair proposal?
Well, I sat at the meeting, so did Pat. We had one health fair in our community that was supported by our consul and our county health department. There's been a lot of budget cuts. We had it on a Saturday. We had more than 200 people here. We asked for services that were not just simple, get on a scale and a cuff on your arm. We asked for services that would, if someone had health issues, could continue. Once you found out you had high blood pressure, would be able to go to a facility where there'd be a minimal charge. Also mammogram, we had what we call a mammogram social, funded by the neighborhood council and a group of volunteers and the county health department and some vendors. We had 40-some women, all free, no proof of anything. You didn't have to bring all your papers or anything like that. It went very well. We had women who had some issues. They were referred to free services after also. So that's what we're really looking for. I hope that we will be able to work with the new board member. There's certain things, free doesn't always necessarily mean good in our community. We want services that people in the community, cholesterol, diabetes, flu shot, eyes. Just don't open your mouth and you say I have bad teeth. We want a facility when you do that your children can say, okay, you can go here and for a minimal amount or no amount, get your teeth fixed. That's what we're looking for.
So Ceci, I guess I would suggest to the executive committee we do put this on the agenda because it's kind of a big community effort as it was in the past. We can start it going.
And we ask that many people come forward, anyone who would like to, who has any experience in medical or in events, would they please come forward and see the new board member. She will be the one advocating for the funds and what's going to go on with the committee.
This is a proposal for a potential event?
Yes,
Okay.
she talked about the health at the outreach.
Okay.
Can I just ask one question? Because is it premature to have an idea about funding on that proposal? Or because, as you know, we have to agendize ahead of time anytime we're going to spend money. Is it viable to have a number attached to that?
I don't want to speak on her behalf because I'm not the head of it. I'm only speaking because I was at the outreach meeting, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, there is a big factor. I mean, last year, the year that we did it with minimal amount because we had networks and resources that were great
So
friends.
there won't be any funding attached. It's just about
There will be
discussing.
funding.
I know,
There will
but
be funding,
at the
but not
next
yet.
meeting, it won't be agendized. Okay.
Do you have a date, maybe?
Not yet.
So I think those are the kind of things.
And I just want to make a remark that we should really, this money that is funded to our neighborhood council is given for the community. And it should be used for the people in the community. And the majority of unfortunately, the majority of our money is granted away because if we don't use it at the end of the year, we'll lose it. So we have to make a rush to give it away. But if there is events that people want to have ideas, go to outreach. Give your ideas and say, we want a women's social mammogram. I mean, it's not very often you can go to your rec center and have a mammogram with privacy and good quality care.
Okay, thank you, Ceci. So, so we're up to now. We've gone through Jeff Klein's proposal, committee reports, finance committee, the proposal for a health fair agenda item. The website vendor, I just want to say to the executive committee, it's been an intention since 2 years for this neighborhood council to have a good website. We keep passing it off into individuals' hands and they haven't delivered. So I really feel strongly that we need to have an outside vendor, and now there's a vendor assigned from the Department of Neighborhood Development pre-approved. So we're looking to select a vendor, bring this as an agenda item at the next meeting. Put that in somebody's hands and get this.
Bring it to the agenda.